So, our trip to Disney was actually one of the most amazing experiences that I've had in a long time. However, there was a few things that I would change if I had the chance. I made a list. Now, if you watched my video on our trip to Disney World, then at the end, you're going to hear me mention how we did not have a lot of time in the park, being that they closed early for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. However, a lot of that could have been avoided. One, if I was paying more attention when I purchased the ticket, I probably would have seen, hey, we're having Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, so the park may close early. I don't recall ever seeing that message, so who knows what it could have said. We did end up getting a extremely late start, extremely late to me anyway. Um because we ended up not even arriving to Magic Kingdom until about 12. Um Now I woke up around 6:45ish. Actually, I woke up at exactly 6:45, so that I could purchase Genie Plus and um, get the Tron Light Cycle run and all that good stuff. Now, after I purchased Genie Plus, that probably would have been the time to start waking up everybody else in the room so that everybody could have gotten ready. Because, mind you, it was 6 other people that needed to get showered, dressed, and ready, not including myself because I was already dressed. And everybody had to obviously eat breakfast. So, the first thing would be to definitely start earlier. If your goal is to arrive when the park opens, you're going to have to take into consideration, if you're a ride sharing, which we did, the monorail wait and the monorail drop off, like the actual trip, which took maybe around 5 or 6 minutes just for the trip itself. I might be exaggerating. I cannot remember completely. If I had to do that over again, I would definitely wake everybody else up at the same time I did, which was at 6:45, just to make sure that everybody gets out of the door when I need them out of the door. Next, with timing, we ended up going on August 25th, which was my oldest daughter's birthday. And that was fine. It was perfect because the cheaper times to go to Disney World is in January or late August, early September, which is when we went. However, again, we did not take into consideration the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which I was unaware of. I knew it was happening. I just didn't know that they were going to close the park early. I thought it was an after hours type of party. It wasn't. The next thing with timing would be to be more aware of Genie Plus. This was my first time using Genie Plus, and again, I have not been to Disney World in 24 years, so I couldn't even remember everything that they had. The only thing that I remember was the ride at Winnie the Pooh, and we ended up not even being able to get on it because of the time. So, being more aware of Genie Plus and making that work, I kept missing time slots because we have a food reservation at 3:50. I think it was 3:50. Oh man, we missed Peter Pan's flight again because we're on the other side of the park. We have to hurry up and get over there. Wait a minute, we have our Tron Light Cycle run, virtual queue. We have to hurry up and get there. Like, it was just an all over the place. It was very much exhausting. And next time, I'm definitely going to utilize Genie Plus better to save time on not only weights, but time to schedule each ride as I need. The last thing with time would be eating. Now, we had a reservation for 350 at the Crystal Palace, which it was wonderful. I loved it. The food was good. It's a buffet, so you can go up there as many times as you like. But the thing of it was, we did not take into consideration that a sit down meal is going to take you at least 45 minutes to an hour if you actually want to enjoy your food and not have to rush through it. We kind of rushed through it because we had to hurry up and get to Peter Pan for our last Genie Plus, which was at 4:50. So we ended up leaving the Crystal Palace less than an hour after we had finished, because you have to take into consideration that there are servers. They have to go and get your check, bring back your check, take your card, bring back your card. By the time all was said and done and we ended up getting the stroller and everything, like, we were pretty much sprinting over to the other side of the park to make it to Peter Pan's flight for our last Genie Plus of the evening. Now, speaking of Genie Plus, this was something that I immediately regretted once we got to the park. Purchase magic bands if you're going to use Genie Plus. It was extremely nerve-wracking holding the cards, trying to keep up with the cards to use those Genie Plus things when you can just use the wristband and it's quick, it's easy, it's on your wrist, so you don't have to worry about misplacing or using it. That was something that I immediately was like, yeah, I should have went on ahead and spent the $36-ish to get the magic bands. Like, it would have been well worth it. It would have been quicker, easier to keep up with, and we can use it for the next time that we go. So the next time we go, we're definitely getting the magic bands. So this isn't really Genie Plus, but it goes along with utilizing that app, the My Disney World app. Mobile orders will save you a lot of time. Had I not been so overwhelmed and anxious of, oh my God, it's Disney World, and oh my God, look at this over there, look at this over there, I would have remembered way more often to check my phone and check the app for the Genie Plus reservations that we had coming up, as well as being able to utilize the mobile ordering for those quick service restaurants, which the only quick service restaurants that we were able to even get because of the time were Aloha Isle, for the Dole Whip and the breakfast waffle at Sleepy Hollow, which it was amazing. We weren't able to get the Mickey waffle because, again, we showed up late and they had stopped making them, but they were able to give us a regular large waffle and it was banging. So definitely going to remember that for next time. Number 3, which is a very important one, is ways to keep cool in the heat. Now, we had the stroller fan and we had the handheld fan that I showed you guys in my packing video, and it was not enough. We ended up purchasing these cooling towels, which it was only $18, and that was after tax and everything. I know you're saying only $18. They do have them on Amazon for cheaper, but we did not have time. When I tried to order it to be sent to the hotel, it was going to arrive the next day after we had already would have been at Disney. So definitely bring a cooling towel. Definitely pack more than 2 fans, which the handheld fans were only $8. So there was absolutely no excuse for me to only purchase one. So that was my fault. The next thing was, I know you guys saw in the packing video where I had this water bottle for my 2-year old, which it was okay. It was very much okay because she did drink out of it. She drank out of it quite a bit. However, um, it doesn't keep your drinks cold. So the next thing would be to actually invest in those stainless steel water bottles. And I don't know what I was thinking. Everything in me was like, girl, you need to get you a Stanley Cup or at least a Stanley Cup dupe. And I procrastinated up until the very point where it was time for us to leave, and I did not. So next trip, we're definitely bringing at least 3 of those bottles, one for me, one for my oldest, and one for the baby. The next thing, and I'm gonna have to see if this is even allowed, but you know those ice packs, not the ones that you keep in the cooler, you know, the ones that you freeze, but those emergency, oh, I sprained my ankle ice packs, those ones that you crack and you shake it up and it gets cold. I'm definitely packing some of those because that heat was horrendous. When we were looking for Tron Light Cycle Run, I almost passed out. Like it was to the point where by the time that me and my oldest got into the virtual queue, we were sitting there like leaning over the rails that were in there, like trying to catch our breath because we had power walked all the way across the park from Fantasyland all the way over to Tomorrowland. Then just to get there, and we're having trouble breathing because it was so hot. So definitely gonna bring more things to keep us cool, which also brings me to the misting fan. I saw another YouTuber mention, oh, you know, the misting fans, they're cute, and but they don't really keep you cool because of the material of the fan. Listen, I understand. I completely understand because, you know, that little fan, it's wimpy. It really is. However, the misting part of that fan was what was needed. So, in combination of the battery operated fans that we have, or the rechargeable fans that we have, along with the misting fans, that's going to be the A1 combination that we're just going to have to use from now on because we were trying to mist ourselves by any means possible. And when I say by any means, we were getting cups of water just to splash ourselves. It was that hot. My last point will be budget, budget, budget. I did budget a set amount for all of the quick service foods that I wanted, that I knew that I wanted to try, as well as an additional $100 for any souvenirs that we might want. Did I use it? No, because we only went to Sleepy Hollow, Crystal Palace, and of course the Spring Roll Cart. It did end up saving me money, the fact that the park closed early. However, I did end up running out of money before the end of our trip because of other things that I ended up purchasing outside of Disney World, which we're not going to get into that today. We'll get into it on the SeaWorld video because that's where my money went. Now, when you're planning your budget for your food, consider the serving sizes. I initially made our food budget, our snack budget, considering the fact that I knew I wanted to try a whole lot of the food in the park, meaning we were going to be continuously eating throughout the day. So I knew that if I'm going to be continuously trying different foods just to try the different foods, one thing that I knew that I was doing was I was going to share whatever portion that I got with both of my daughters. So If that's what you're doing, then budget for only one Mickey waffle when you get to Sleepy Hollow, or one Treasury cat tail, um, one order of spring rolls, because me and Mariah shared one, and Josiah had one to herself. If you're only going to taste the food, then that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, go on the My Disney app, mobile app, look at the menus for each of the restaurants that you know that you definitely want to try. And I knew what I wanted to try because I've been watching Disney Food Blog from April until the day that we got there. So make a list of all the foods that you want to try. Go on the My Disney mobile app, look at the menu, look at the price, add it up, set your budget, set a little bit extra so you stay within your budget just in case there's something else that you might want to try. And the last thing with the budgeting, if you have a stroller child, purchase your own individual stroller sign. They have them on Etsy. I think they may have some on Amazon. It's worth the money, because whether you're bringing your own stroller or whether you're renting it, you're still going to want to bring your own personal stroller sign, because the stroller sign that they give you, although it's cute, it's just your generic stroller sign. It's paper. It's hard to read. Your name goes right there. They don't give you a marker or anything. They give you a pen, so you can't really see what you wrote. And you don't want to end up in a situation like I did, where somebody ended up mistaking your stroller for their stroller. So when we came back out of Peter Pan, my stroller was moved. And we're like, we didn't put the stroller there. Not only that, but we get halfway out of the park, or halfway back into Main Street, USA, and where's the diaper bag? The diaper bag is gone. So we ended up having to turn back around, looking all over the place for the diaper bag. Somebody had, I guess, just took it back, thank God, to the stroller parking, because they realized it wasn't their bag. So to avoid all that, bring a stroller sign. It's absolutely necessary. It's worth the $15 to $20 that you're going to end up spending on it. It's just completely worth it. Now, that's pretty much it as far as things that I wish that I had done or planned for when we went to Disney World, other than dressing lighter. We ended up all having on regular t-shirts and shorts. I definitely would have sprang for a tank top and some shorts, because again, the heat was treacherous. It was a men's t-shirt. I don't know if you've seen the picture, but it was a men's t-shirt. It was big. It was thick cotton. I was hot. Like, definitely plan to dress way lighter than what I did. And of course, probably go on a cooler time of the year between September and January. So definitely going to consider that one next time. Now, in case you missed it, we ended up staying at the World Mark Orlando, which it was a beautiful, beautiful resort. But it ended up costing us almost $700 for the 4 days that we were there. $700. It wasn't a luxury hotel. It wasn't 5-star, but it was still beautiful. It was really nice. Go watch the video. If I were to do it over for 4 days and 4 nights, spending $99, come on, you can't beat that. So if you actually click the link in my description box to the Westgate Resorts, you'll be able to book a luxury hotel room for $99 for 4 days, 3 nights. And it's a beautiful, beautiful resort. We're actually going to go, if not the end of this year, then definitely January 2024. We're trying to hurry up and organize everything and get ready to go back out there because it's beautiful. They also do have a few packages where you don't have to sit through the seminar, and they have other resorts other than Orlando. They have resorts in Williamsburg, Virginia Beach, Tennessee, Missouri, Las Vegas. So be sure to go ahead and book your next stay at the Westgate Resort so that you can live the life of luxury, at least for the time that you're there. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like and subscribe to our content.